everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ellie. Today is going to be a book recommendations video and I'm going to be talking about 5 different mafia romances. These are all ones that I have read over the last year or so that I just really enjoyed, and some of them I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about here on BookTube, so hopefully you find some new reads. The first book I'm going to talk about is a novella, and that is called Match to the Mafia by Jenica Snow. This is the story of Bianca and Enzo, and this is set around a dating agency called Seeking Curves, which is a plus size dating agency. Bianca works for this agency, and one day Enzo comes in and sees her behind the reception desk and decides that he wants to take her out on a date, and we have a plus size heroine as well. So I personally really enjoyed that. This is part of the series Seeking Curves. I'm not sure how many books there are in the series, as I've not read any others within that series, but if you like the kind of insta love where he sees her and he wants her, I think you'd really like this one. Then my next recommendation is Nico by Sarah Castile. This is the story of Nico and Mia. Mia is the daughter of another mafia member. She's a computer hacker and she doesn't really want anything to do with her dad and that side. From what I remember of this one, she goes undercover and hacks into Nico's systems, and that's how they meet. I listened to this one on audio. I don't know if it is still live, but I did find this on YouTube. Someone had posted the audiobook, so if I can find the link, if it's still up, I will leave it in the description down below. This is also part of a series. Again, I have not read further on within this series, but I think this was one of the very first mafia romances I ever read, and this is one that I've never heard anyone talking about. But it's set in Las Vegas. We have rival crime families. The next book I'm going to recommend is called Giovanni. This is by Natasha Knight, and this is a dark mafia romance, so definitely check the trigger warnings for this one before you pick it up. This is the story of Giovanni and Emilia, and they meet when he shows up at her apartment when she comes home demanding for information on her brother. Giovanni is the right hand of a mafia king, and he will do whatever it takes, and he will not stop until he gets what he wants, including Emilia. I did listen to this on audio. I believe it was included with the Audible subscription when I listened to it back in December, so it may still be free on Audible. But our heroine Emilia is trying to get away from her mafia past. So this is kind of an opposites attract romance, because obviously our hero Giovanni is still very much within the mafia, so she's trying to escape and get away from that world and put everything behind her, but she just gets dragged back into it. From what I remember of this one, our hero is very possessive, and this story is told from both of our main characters' point of views as well. The fourth book I'm going to talk about is called The Prince of Darkness by Isabel Lucero. I believe that's how you say the author's surname. I received an ARC copy of this, I think it was last month, and I gave this 5 stars and absolutely loved it. This is another darker romance, so again check the trigger warnings. This is the story of Vincent and Mariella. There is an age gap within this. This was a very spicy romance. Our hero in this is a very morally grey hero. Mariella works at the restaurant of one of Vincent's casinos, and she sees something that she shouldn't have seen one day, and from this Vincent takes an interest in her, and after witnessing what she shouldn't have, she's given the choice that she can either do everything she says, or he will find a way to dispose of her and what she knows. He again is another possessive hero, and this is also again told from dual point of view, which I personally really like, because you get to see the story from both of their perspectives obviously, but it just gives you a bit more of an insight when things are going on to how both of them are feeling, instead of it being all one-sided. And then the final book I'm going to talk about is probably my favourite mafia romance that I have read to date, and that is King by S.J. Tilly. This is book 2. The first book in the series is called Nero, which I haven't yet read, but it is very high on my TBR, and that is also another mafia romance. In this one we follow King and Savannah. So this book starts off with Savannah. She is going to visit her friend who has had an accident, and she's taking along her current boyfriend. When she arrives at her friend's house, she finds that she already has guests. She comes inside, and it turns out that her boyfriend is her friend's guest's husband and he has been cheating. Unbeknown to them, these guests are part of the mafia. And from here, Savannah never expects to see King again, but when she returns to her apartment, she sees him doing something that he shouldn't be doing. So from here, he takes her back to his house and it all goes from there. This is a new release. Again, it only came out within the last couple of weeks. I can definitely say that King is my current favourite morally grey hero. So they are 5 mafia romances that I have read recently that I really enjoyed, that I think haven't really been talked about much on BookTube. So I hope this may have helped you find some different mafia romances to check out. And if you have any mafia romance recommendations, then please leave them in the comments down below, because I'm always looking to find more books under that trope. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you again next week.